So I'm all about a minimal desk setup. I don't like a lot of clutter on my desk. I want lots of room to stretch out my creativity, both figuratively and literally. And so ever since my first proper desk setup back in 2016, I've been on a journey towards achieving the perfect minimalist desk setup that suits my needs as a content creator. Now, 2 years ago, I uploaded my second desk setup video, which has remained pretty much unchanged to this day, save for a few peripherals here and there. That said, I've moved twice since then. I've switched over to using PC full time, and just recently MSI offered to send me their Prestige desktop and monitor combination to test out, and so now my desk looks like this. Now, with the white MSI PC and monitor, they tie in perfectly with the rest of the setup, and we've ended up with this white and wood color combo, which looks super clean in my opinion. And if you're looking to upgrade either your monitor or your PC, then you'll definitely want to stick around to find out more about both. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the small tweaks that I've made to my desk setup over the past few years, and I'm also going to be sharing with you my experience of using both the PC and the monitor that was sent to me by MSI. And full disclosure, even though they sent me both the PC and the monitor, MSI haven't paid me a cent to say anything in particular, and in fact, I don't even get to keep either the PC or the monitor, but I have had both of them in-house for the past few months, so I feel like I definitely have a good understanding of the pros and cons of both. So with that said, let's get straight in. Now, I'm not going to go through each and every item seen on this desk setup in detail, as my previous desk setup video unpacks all of that, so I'll definitely leave a link to it below. But as a really quick summary, I've got the Ekbakken worktop in dark oak from IKEA, which is sitting atop two Adil's legs on one side and an Alex drawer unit on the other, both of which are also from IKEA. Now, in my last desk setup video, a lot of people commented wondering whether or not I'd experienced any sagging in the middle, given that the worktop is so long. And to be honest, because of the placement of both the legs and the drawers being slightly in from either side, I've not experienced any sagging whatsoever. And that's after 2 years of using this same worktop. But moving on, if we take a look at what's on top of the desk, we've still got that trusty Epson XP610 printer there, which is well and truly outdated. I could definitely do with a new printer there for sure. But then moving in a little bit from that, I'm still using a pair of Audio Engine A2 Plus speakers, which have been workhorses and mainstays on my desk for the past 4 years. I've also got my Pixel stand sitting neatly in between the left speaker and the monitor, which is really convenient for charging my smartphone wirelessly throughout the day. And then aside from some fake foliage sitting on either side of my desk setup, we're left with just the PC and the monitor from MSI. So let's hop over to the desk and chat about my experience in using both of them. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I've been using both the monitor and the PC as my daily drivers for the past few months. Starting with the monitor, its full name is the MSI Prestige PS341WU, which is an absolute mouthful to say, but it's a 34-inch 5K 21:9 ultra-wide monitor that's biggest strength lies in its design. Aside from being an ultra-wide monitor, which will make just about any desk setup look pretty damn sexy, it's got these really thin bezels all the way around, which just adds to the immersive experience of using this display. It's also a flat panel, which I tend to prefer over the flashier, yet slightly less practical curved displays that we've seen so many of in recent years. As well as that, even though we rarely see the backs of our monitors, the back of this Prestige monitor is really, really pretty. It's got this sleek white and gold themed design, as well as this neat cable management cover to keep things fairly tidy. The monitor also swivels from side to side, it tilts back and forth, and it even lifts up and down, making it really versatile depending on your desktop or workflow setup. One tiny complaint I have about the design of this monitor is that because of this shaft design at the back, it actually makes hiding cables, which have to come in from either side, a really difficult task. The back is also made out of plastic, which gives it a little bit of a cheap feeling, but aside from that, I'm a big fan of the way that this monitor looks. Now, MSI claims that this monitor has unmatched color reproduction thanks to its nano IPS screen technology. And what I will say is, from an on-the-ground perspective, at least as far as I can tell, this monitor has performed very well in terms of its color reproduction. I use it all the time to edit my videos and photos, and I really, really like this monitor. I love the widescreen panel, and the design fits my desk amazingly, and so I can see it being a great fit for just about any desk setup. So then we have the PC. This is the MSI Prestige P100, and again, just like the monitor, a lot of the appeal that comes with using this PC is the design. Now, I'm not normally one to showcase a PC on top of a desk setup. Normally I like to hide it underneath and off to the side somewhere, but this one is really compact and just downright good looking in my opinion. It's got that same white and gold color palette that we saw on the back of the monitor, and it's also got this really nice RGB accent light that gives off an elegant glow when the PC is powered on. As well as that, the I/O in this thing is pretty stacked. We've got heaps of options on the back here, plus a range on the side as well, which makes integrating it into just about any desk setup really seamless and easy. Now, a PC is obviously far from being just about the design though, and in reality that holds little sway over whether or not I choose to buy it. And so what's really impressive about this PC is how it performs. Inside you get the GeForce RTX 2080 Ti graphics card, the Intel Core i9 processor, 64GB of DDR4 memory, and let's just say this thing can hold its own against some of the best. It has handled every project that I've thrown at it over the past few months like an absolute champ, and this is why I've been able to use it and test it for so long, because I haven't felt the need to rush back to the PC that I actually own. That being said, the big downside of this PC is the fan noise. I'm guessing that it's because of the compact form factor, which means maybe it gets hotter than your average PC, and that in turn means the fans have to work extra hard to keep the temperature down. But whatever the reason, this thing can get loud. Now, it's definitely not a deal breaker whatsoever, but if you're like me and you shoot content in the same space as your desk setup or as your PC, then you'll most likely just want to switch it off whenever you shoot your content. Otherwise, those fans might get too loud and ruin your audio. But aside from that, I honestly really like this PC. Just like the monitor, it is fit into my workflow seamlessly, and I'll be sad to see its sleek and elegant design leave the studio. If you want to find out more about the PC or the monitor, then you can do so by clicking on the first link down in the description below. Now, before we wrap up this video, I also want to make mention of my cable management, which is something that I always labor over each and every time that I move and set up my desk. And it basically comes down to using these runway tracks to guide all of the necessary cables along the underside of my desk. That then runs down the back of the Alex drawer unit, next to which I place all of the leftover cables and a power strip within one of these cable management boxes from IKEA. This is so far the best method that I've come across for getting the cleanest cable management possible, but it does also make adding or removing cables somewhat tricky, so keep that in mind. If you're someone who's constantly swapping in or out various cables and peripherals, then this method might not work for you. I also still run a USB extension cable from the back of my PC to an SD card reader, which is then mounted to the underside of my desk. And this makes loading files from my SD cards really, really convenient. But lastly, the chair that I use is still this really affordable grey fabric chair that I picked up from Kmart. It's comfortable, it does the job, and I honestly have no real complaints about it. And that's it for this current desk setup. I've got links down below to everything that I talked about throughout the video. And as I mentioned earlier, I do also have links below to my 2 previous desk setup videos as well. Aside from that, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will catch you later.